everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from MESBG. Yes, today we are back once again and we are painting Lord Thorne of the Wold. Yes, baddie. A baddie. Games Workshop sent me this one early to build up and paint with all of you back when it first came out, and I ran out of time to do it. Similar for Helm Hammerhand and for Freca, and hopefully we're getting all three of those done. So a massive thank you to them for sending me this one, and well, we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting him. He has been primed in grey Seer, and the colour we're going to be using first is Baal Red, and we're going to be applying this over top of his cloak. So with all that Baal Red applied, whilst we're waiting for it to dry, what we're going to do is move on, and we're going to take some Black Legion. Now helpfully, most of Thorne is wearing black. So we've got things like the boots down here, most of his coat excluding these kind of central panel. We've got the trim of the mail. We've got the armour as well. That's majority black. And we've got the trousers as well. Who'd have thought he was a bad guy, eh? So with that Black Legion all applied, as you can see, there is rather a lot of it. So what we're going to do now, because the red is all dry, is we're going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Blood Angel's Red and Lahmian Medium. I'm going to apply this over top of all the red. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown, and we're going to apply this over top of all of our remaining leather details. So with that all done, we're now going to take some Seraphim Sepia. I'm going to apply this over top of Thorne's hair, moustache and beard. Although it is a goatee. Again, who'd have thought he was evil, eh? So with that all done, we're then going to take some Soulblight Grey, and we're going to apply this over top of the tunic. That will in fact end up being white. With that Soulblight Grey applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors, and we're going to apply this over top of the sword. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Retributor Armour. And we're going to apply this over pretty much all of the remaining details, excluding, of course, the face. And the hands. So with that Retributor Armour applied, we're then going to take some Guilliman Flesh. We're going to use this for Thorne's skin. We're also going to use this to shade all the gold. Hence why we left it till last. And with that all done, we're then going to take some Nuln Oil. I'm going to use this to shade the sword. Like so. But one thing we will also do here is we'll just take a small amount of this Nuln Oil. I'm going to use this just to add a little bit of extra shading just in the recesses of the tunic. So with that all done, Lord Thorne of the Wold is now at what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. He's looking pretty good. However, we're of course going to take him to the next level. We're going to do this by adding a little bit of blending. This is entirely optional, as is all of the entire video. But we're going to do a little bit of blending, and we're going to do some highlights and a little bit of layering. So the blending is what we're going to start with, and we're going to take some Cygor Brown, and we're going to thin it down with roughly 3 parts Lahmian Medium. And we're going to be using this just to add a little bit of extra shade to the bottom of his cloak. So we're just going to start right around here on this corner, and we're going to apply this Cygor Brown mix quite roughly, in a way, like so, over the kind of bottom quarter of the cloak. And then we're going to wash the brush, get rid of any water, and we're just going to fuss away at the transition line to create a lovely blend into a sort of slightly darker brown base of the cloak. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to highlight the red using some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet. And so with all that Evil Sunz Scarlet applied, we then take some thinned down Fire Dragon Bright. We use this just to add a little bit of extra spot highlighting to the red. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Corax White. I'm going to use this to do a couple of things. So we've got some decorative stuff on the braces, which we're going to use the Corax White to pick out. Like that sort of thing. I'm going to use this to highlight the hair, mustache, and well, it's a goatee. And we're also going to use this to effectively do a really wide highlight slash relayer on the tunic. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is take some thinned down Dawnstone. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our black details. So with that all done, we're then going to take a small amount of Black Legion and we're going to apply this over the top of his eyeballs. And with that Black Legion applied to the eyes, we then take a teensy tiny little dot of Screaming Skull. I'm going to apply this in the corners. Just like that. So with that all done, we now going to take some thinned down Flayed One Flesh. I'm going to use this to highlight his skin. So with that all done, we then want to take some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight the sword. So with that Ironbreaker all applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Liberator Gold. We're going to use this to highlight all the gold. And so with his base complete, Sterland Mud, Tyrant Skull, you know the drill. Lord Thorne is now finished. Now if you want to paint some Traitor Rohan, you can, because you've now got a video for Lord Thorne. This is how I would do them, exactly the same way, with the red of their clothes and stuff like that. If you want to put in some white as well, that's another way of doing it. So there you go, 2 in 1 basically. Well, it might as well as be. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.